moved away from Baba and towards my friend, who instantly pleaded, "You don't have to see this, Arata. Believe me." He broke up with me over a text. What kind of moron does that? Yes, my engagement party to my fiancé was left in shambles. My boyfriend of 3 years, Andy Lawson, proposed to me last week. Heir to the Lawson Group, Andy was equally charming and handsome, the perfect poster boy for magazines with blue eyes and moose brown hair. Of course, like any love-crazed girl, I was over the moon when he went all out with the proposal. He took me for a romantic lunch, hired an airplane to write, "Will you marry me?" in the sky, and went down on one knee with a smile brighter than the sun, holding out an elegant ruby ring. I felt like I was floating on the very clouds that plane passed through. I squealed in excitement, jumped into his well-built arms, and screamed yes 1,000 times over. Today, we were celebrating this joyous occasion with a party for our loved ones to make it official. All preparations were in place as my best friend Stella adjusted my silk off-the-shoulder gown, the color of mossy forest, which Mom and Grandma had prepared specifically for me. With her signature sassy smile, she held my shoulders and said, "You look stunning." I feel so excited. I rubbed my hands together, staring at the large ruby ring on my finger. My heart jolted with love for my man. My phone chimed, diverting my attention. I picked it up and Andy's name flashed on the screen, making my stomach flutter. A smile quickly spread across my lips. I swiped to read his text. "I am sorry, Arata. I can't do this. Engagement is off. Don't call me. I won't be available from now on. I wish you the best of luck for the future. I hope you find a good man. Don't come looking for me." My first reaction was, "What?" My hands and lips quivered as the piece of metal and glass slipped from my fingers and clattered to the floor. No, this has to be some sick joke. Today wasn't April Fool's Day, right? Who breaks an engagement over a text? Tears slipped from my eyes, blurring my vision. A stabbing ache jarred at my heart. This man had made love to me, taken my V-card, kissed me 1,000,000 times, and now dared to end everything over a message. How pathetic. "Arata, what's wrong?" Stella's concerned voice seemed to come from afar. Her reassuring hands held me as I grabbed my phone from the floor and dialed his number with shaking hands. "Sorry, this number is not accessible to you?" An automated voice taunted me through the phone speaker. No, I shouted, wishing to hurl the phone against the wall. He dared to block me without an explanation. Stella was frantic now, seeing my crazed condition. "Talk to me, Arata. Please!" she pleaded as my knees gave way and I dropped to the floor like a heap of sand. Seeing me lost for words, she picked up my phone and read the text Andy had sent. "That bastard! How dare he! I am going to break his legs," Stella seethed while helping me off the floor and hugging me. She had the spirit of Aunt Huria, like mother, like daughter. I openly cried in her arms. The door opened and my parents stepped inside with proud smiles, which melted away as soon as they saw my teary face. I rushed to them. "Arata-chan?" My father was the first to hug me, nestling me in his big comforting arms, Baba's girl. "What's wrong, my sweetie?" Mom softly asked, her hands combing through my hair. "It's Andy. He sent a stupid text." Stella picked up my cell phone and showed the text to my parents. Mom gasped while I softly cried in Baba's chest. He stayed quiet, but I could sense how rigid his body was. "I'm going to talk to him. It could be a mistake. Maybe someone stole his phone, or one of his friends sent this as a joke." My mother, Skyla Zier, was a hopeless optimist, unlike my father, who was a realist. Regardless, both cared deeply for me. "I am going to punch the living daylights out of him, joke or not," Baba seethed. "He blocked my number." I sobbed, and silence followed. "We are going to confront him. How dare he do something so heinous?" Stella grunted. Baba took out his phone and tried Andy, but had the same result. He had blocked him too. The ridges on his forehead and flat-lined lips told me he was barely holding himself back. An uneasy feeling began to form in the pit of my stomach. "I will call Mrs. Lawson and get to the bottom of this." "It's unacceptable," Mom said, trying to keep her voice steady while scrolling through her phone. Stella was doing the same on hers when she cried out in exasperation, "Oh God, that scum of the sewer!" Her blown-out eyes wavered towards me. "Did I tell you my best friend swore like a sailor? What happened?" I knew that look from Stella. Her eyes went back to the phone, and she tried to close whatever she had seen, horror evident in her expression. I moved away from Baba and towards my friend, who instantly pleaded, "You don't have to see this, Arata, believe me." My heart took a double dive into my chest. More tears stung the back of my eyes, but I extended my hand toward my best friend. Whatever it was, I had to get through it. "Show me." With an apologetic look first directed at me and then my parents, she extended the phone towards me with shaking hands. Tears danced in her eyes too. "Andy is marrying someone else. One of my secret connections just received the video and forwarded it to me. He is at City Hall." The rest of her words droned out as blood roared in my ears. My mother gasped loudly behind me while my father grunted in annoyance and frustration. But all my focus was on the video, in which the man of my dreams was kissing another woman, clad in a white wedding gown. The gown that should have been mine. The man that should have been mine. What a twisted, sick joke the universe played on me.